Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Panic Report and your host, Panic! Hey pranksters, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Panic, and this is the Panic Report, where we talk about all things scary and fun and exciting, escape rooms, haunted houses, all that kind of stuff. If it's your first time here, welcome! Welcome. You want to join our crazy family here? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become a prankster. That's right. If you enjoy the video, see that thumbs up button? Give it a smash. Also, if you hit the bell notification button down there, it'll alert you when I upload a brand new video. Because you never know when that's going to happen. It could be tomorrow. It could be 3 weeks from now. I don't know. We're still figuring all this thing out. Anyways, welcome to the channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about another theme park haunt, kind of my thoughts and opinions on it. And this one is Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. Now, I've been going to this event for a really long time. They actually started the event, I don't even remember when it was, but way back in the day, they started and they did it for a couple of years, and it just didn't take off like they wanted to, so they actually stopped doing it. I believe it was called something different back then. You'd have to look that up somewhere. And then they started it back up again because in Florida they were doing it, and it was hugely popular. Very, very, very popular. So then they started doing it in Hollywood again, and I think what really made it popular in Hollywood was not doing original content anymore. They started focusing really on the intellectual properties that they owned, or that they could get of real scary horror movies. You know, they have had Friday the 13th mazes, they had Nightmare on Elm Street mazes, and Halloween, and the real big popular one for them was the zombie one, The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and then a bunch of movies, other movies also that they've tied in and done throughout the years. Every once in a while they throw in an original concept here and there, and to be honest, I really like the original concepts that they've done. They did a cool holidays, I think it was Holidays in Hell, mashup of all the different crazy holidays. Started as a scare zone, then the next year they brought it into one of the mazes, and really enjoyed that. Also, I enjoy the classic monster mazes that they do. They've done quite a few of them, and they're just the old classic, you know, Frankenstein and the Mummy and Dracula, and those haunts are usually incredible. And then they've started doing mashups where it's like the Wolfman versus Dracula or Frankenstein or one of those, and awesome. Those by far are my favorites. And then one year they did a Halloween, I want to say Halloween 4. It was up on the upper lot. It was in that little middle, like courtyard section, right almost in the middle of the upper lot, and it was awesome. One of the absolute favorites that I've ever been through at Halloween Horror Nights. I enjoy the sets and the detail. Their American Werewolf in London haunt was incredible. The Aliens versus Predator haunt was incredible. The detail is definitely top notch. But you do tend to be taken out sometimes. You'll be walking through one of the mazes and you'll be detailed room after detailed room and really into the story, and all of a sudden there's like 4 or 5 black hallways with talent jumping out. And then you get back into the story and you're like, wow, and then you really start to get immersed, and all of a sudden you're back in some black hallways. And it just kind of pulls you in and out of the story that they're doing, and they're doing such a good job at it that I wish they could connect the story all the way through. Now, they have a few times done that where there weren't the black hallways, or at least I didn't notice. And I believe in 2019 they fixed that problem. I don't remember the black hallways being as long or as many of them in between the different scenes. But it is something that I think that they could improve upon. Also, Universal works very hard to make sure that every single guest who goes through gets the same exact experience. Normally when you go through a haunted house, the talent gets to move around and change things, and they might jump from here one time and then from here the next time. So you may not get every single scare every time you go through. And Universal works real hard to make sure that every person that pays to come in gets the same show. So they use it's like a scare button. So you walk into a room and then you hear a loud sound and a flashing light, and the talent runs out and then he runs back. And he's got to do that because he's got to come back out 10 seconds later to do the same thing for the people behind you. And you got to do the same thing for the people behind you. And the same thing. So I understand them trying to give everybody the same show, but sometimes the scares are given away because you see it happen in front of you because they're just happening too quickly. Or now they're trying not to happen too quickly and they miss you completely, which is just like any other haunted house. But I think it's easier at Universal to see where they're going to be coming from before they come out, even if you didn't see it happen in front of you. There's a lot of entrance door, exit door, other door. He's going to come from there, huh? Or shreds or something. Now, they have gotten better, and they are definitely hiding some of their scares better, for sure. I remember back in the day, it was always just in the room to the left, just in the room to the left, just in the room to the left. And it was like, after 3 rooms, you knew where it was coming from, and they don't scare you much anymore. The talent, on the other hand, is giving 1,000,000% every single time. Even though they just run out real quick, and the sound's being made for them, and they run back all night long. Even at the end of the night, those guys are still hauling out to get right back again. It's fast. They're moving. And the ones that do have a little more freedom are giving everything they've got. There was I believe it was Us 2 years ago, 2019, I believe it was Us. A phenomenal haunt. The story was incredible. It wasn't necessarily scary, but it was creepy. And the talent in there was absolutely top-notch, given everything they had, because they were very much acting roles, even though they weren't really speaking the emotions they emoted with their face and everything. I believed every one of them that was playing the part they were playing, that they were that part. Incredible, the talent up there, giving it their all. So I just hope that they can get rid of the black walls, keep us involved in the story, maybe mix up the scare buttons a little bit better. It's getting better, but I think it could get even more better. I enjoy haunts that live and breathe and morph to the crowd that's in there at the time. Everybody's a little different. Everybody gets scared a little different. And to be able to play around with that, I think, as haunt actors is fun for us. And it's also good for the guests walking through, because then they don't get that same experience every time. Because when you do walk through these houses, and if you ever want to go through another one again because it was your favorite, if you remember and know everything. Nothing's changed. It's going to be the exact same thing that you did before, which is good for the people behind you who haven't been through it yet, but not necessarily for everybody else, if that makes sense. If you guys don't agree with me, let me know in the comments below how you feel about that. Do you like the scare buttons and that it's the same every single time, all night long, so everybody gets the same show? Or do you agree with me that haunts should be live and real and morph with the time and the situation of the night and how the crowd's reacting and stuff, so you have a little more freedom? Let me know down below, because maybe I'm completely wrong in this. Universal Studios is very popular, and I do enjoy it, and I will continue to go. It's a little bit pricey for me. We did 2 years ago, 2019, we did the VIP or the RIP tour. I definitely thought it was way too much for what we got. We got a personal tour guide. He escorted us through the entire park, straight up to the entrance of everything. We got to eat. We got a buffet. We got seats saved for us at the show. It was Jabberwockies. And then we got to get on a little tram cart trolley. It was a trolley, I believe. And they drove us out to the Bates Motel, and we got to take pictures in front of the Bates Motel with Norman Bates, because they didn't do a tram tour that year, so that was special just for us. My issue was that it took all night long to do just that, and we only had like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes left at the end of the night, when we had unlimited access to all the rides, all the haunts, everything, and we were only given 30 to 45 minutes to go do whatever we wanted to do over again, which isn't very much time at all. We could have saved money, bought the unlimited front of line pass, and done everything 2 or 3 times and done some of the rides. And we didn't get any of that in because we raced to try to do as many of the haunts a second time as we could. So, just my opinion. Don't think that one's as worth it. If you disagree with me on that, let me know in the comments below. So what do you guys think? Those are my thoughts on Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. I want to thank you, pranksters, for joining me again today. Remember, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, give it a smash. Hit the bell notification so you know when I upload next video. And until then, pranksters, as always, scare you later.